When I was in middle school, I thought that I could be a photographer. I thought that I was a photographer. I would go around our yard with my little point-and-shoot digital camera and take pictures of anything and everything. Then I would go on this Facebook app called Picnic to edit them. If I wanted my pictures to be in black and white, all I had to do was click one little button. Today, I could do the same thing in Photoshop. They do have a black and white preset. However, if I want to customize my black and white picture and make it the best that I possibly can, there are a few more steps that I have to take. Let's start with the basics. Why black and white? Photographer David Geffen says that in black and white pictures, color is no longer a distraction from other elements of the photograph, such as composition, shape, and form. What about Photoshop? What is it exactly? According to the University of Washington, Photoshop is the predominant photo editing software on the market. So, how can you use Photoshop to make better black and white? We'll be using layers, specifically adjustment layers. According to Adobe Photoshop's help website, adjustment layers contain color and tonal adjustments that affect the layers beneath them. This way, you can edit the picture without changing the pixels of your original photograph. So let's get to it. This is what your workspace looks like in Photoshop. Your first step, on the right, that is where your adjustments will be, and that's what we're going to be using. So first, you'll go to File, Open, and choose your photograph. Once you open it, it should look like this in your workspace. On the right, you'll see your layers. Right now there's just the background, but this is where the adjustment layers will show up. The first layer we're going to add is the channel mixer. Check the monochrome box, and then set the red, green, and blue settings to 13, 60, and 27. A professor told me to use those numbers, so don't question it. The next layer is hue and saturation. For this step to work, you actually have to drag it beneath the channel mixer layer. What you'll do is you'll drag the hue slider to the left or the right. What this does is it changes the colors of the photo, but since it's beneath the monochrome layer, what it does is it changes the tones of the black and white. Here's an example of different hues. The differences may not be obvious here, but when you're dragging the slider from left and right, it's a very obvious difference. On the right is the picture that I ended up using. The next layer is levels. The point here is, see that waveform? You have to fill in any gaps and spaces. This helps change the brightness of your photo. So if your photo is too bright, for example, there might be a huge gap on the left, and then you drag the left slider to close that gap. The change here was very, very minor, but it darkened my photo a little bit when I dragged from the left. The last layer is curves. This can be used to adjust contrast or brightness and darkness. To lighten or darken the photo, you'll place one dot on that diagonal line and drag up for lightness or down to darken. But for contrast, you place two, like this. You can drag the top one up to brighten the highlights and the bottom one down to darken the shadows, which is what I did here. So, this is how I chose to edit curves. I darkened and deepened the shadows to create a more moody feeling. Now this next step is totally optional, but I added another curves layer with the one dot, like I said, and pulled it down to darken the photo. This should be your final order of layers. The background should be at the bottom, then hue and saturation, channel mixer, levels, and curves. To show the difference that these steps made in my black and white photo, I used the black and white preset that Photoshop has. This is a comparison. The preset clearly does its job. That photo is black and white. But for more advanced black and white and to really customize it for the look that you're going for, you should follow these steps. Thank you.